Port Vila bus drivers in Vanuatu are being told by the Public Land Transport Authority CEO Reginald Tabijirian that they cannot charge excessive fees at night. So at night meaning 8 to midnight, midnight to 3, 3 to 5 a.m., it all must remain at $1.50 or 150 Vatu. Now, the bus drivers, there's I think over 1,000 of them just in Port Vila, and that's a large number for a city so small. They've been trying to push the bus fares up from 150 Vatu to 200 Vatu with the reason that the fuel price has gone up, so the bus fare needs to go up as well. Now, this is a valid reason, and the bus drivers, they need to have their voice heard, but every time they bring it up to the plate, it's never heard, or it's usually dismissed because I'm assuming there's a political campaign that's happening. I'm just saying it might be the wrong time to send that message.
This is a very complicated time right now.
Maybe when the government is stable and the politicians know that there might not be a motion of no confidence and they might not be at risk of losing their jobs, then it would be a good idea to pitch for a bus fare increase.
I'm ready now.
But with the instability currently, yep, that would be a red flag opposition, and they would highlight it and they would run for it. All they would see is blood if government were to make the decision. But we have to give the bus drivers a chance. Give them a bone. Some of them, they try and bring home as much money as they can, and the expenses that they have are the same expenses that we have. We all have kids, we all have our nuclear family, our extended family, and when you're in the Pacific, basically that extended family involves a lot of friends and cousins that you've never seen before, and it involves a lot of marriages, a lot of things you have to support financially, because nowadays they don't want your physical support.
Honestly, I'm not impressed.
No, they want your financial support. For every birthday, for every marriage, for every funeral, for every fundraiser, for everyone that's sick, it involves money. Money talks in the Pacific, and it's funny because before we were doing the barter system, and now the only thing we know is the monetary system.
I want cash money.
And these bus drivers, they carry a huge load, and they have to deal with a wide range of different type of passengers. You have some passengers who are drunk, some who are abusive, some who don't pay the bus fare, some who live in areas where they haven't even discovered roads yet.
And here we are in the middle of the jungle.
But some of these drivers, they do go down that road, even though the bus looks like it just came out of World War II. And these are the buses that pick us up. Let me tell you a story. I usually stop the bus heaps of times. And at night, when I'm looking down the road, looking for a bus to catch, and it's just all dark because most times there's no street light. And no buses at all would come. But sometimes, at that very rare moment, I would see this one light. I'd assume it's a motorbike, but it's not. It's a bus because the other light's damaged. I call it a Cyclops. It's coming down the road, and the way it's moving, it's as if someone tackled one of its tires and it's limping on just 3 tires and hopping across the road. But these are the buses that stop for us. The nice box bus, yeah, they're not gonna go down the roads that we wanna go. They're not gonna go to the areas where we stay. Some of us who stay all the way down in Platinia, all the way down in the dirt roads, all the gravel roads of Beverly Hills? Nope. But these Hyundai warriors, yep, that's what they are, the Hyundai warriors of Port Vila. They will take us. And to all the bus drivers, if you're listening somehow, you guys need to rally. You need to come together because you are doing this country, well, you are doing Port Vila a huge service. Public transport is supposed to be provided by the city or the provincial government, but it's not. It's been privatized to you folks. You take personal loans, you get your personal buses, you look for your drivers, and everything is privatized. You guys are doing the jobs of the provincial government, the local government, and the city. 3-in-1. You're providing this service to us. And I know, just as a lot of us know, that this is your source of income. This is how you make your money. This is how you put food on the table. You pay your utilities. And also, this is how you pay your school fees for your kids. But what I'm trying to get across here is that the government should have provided this service to us. They haven't, so you guys have stepped in, which means you're actually way more important than you think. If you can come together, have one voice, create a transport union, and relate Public Land Transport Authority and to the local government that at night bus fares need to increase by 50 Vatu from 10 o'clock upwards, I'm sure your voice can be heard. Because when you come out of the clubs at 3 o'clock in the morning, and when you live all the way in Teuma or North Ifate, trust me, you'd be willing to pay 3,000 Vatu, 5,000 Vatu just to get yourself home safely. And what happened in the news this week, a driver tried to charge 1,500 to take them from town to Malapo, Whitewood. I've never heard of that. But 1,500, that's a tall order. But if you were desperate at the time and you needed the bus and the city isn't providing this service, the government sure as hell isn't providing this service, a private citizen who took out a loan to get his bus says, okay, you want to go home? It's 1,500. What are we going to do? You have to pay for it because it's been privatized to them. So all I'm asking is these bus drivers are being given a break. Throw them a bone for pity's sake. They've been providing this service for quite a while now, and all they've been asking is a 50 Vatu increase. And if you're not gonna allow it, at least allow it at night. The benefit of pushing up the bus fares at night to 200 Vatu is that there'll be a lot more drivers. There'll be a lot more business at night. A lot more people can actually go out and know that there's gonna be service available to bring them back home. Also, zone off the areas. Make it so that the drivers know how much to charge exactly. From point A to point B is 150. If you surpass that, it goes up to 200. Further than that, goes up to 300. If you have to go around the island, then it's gonna be an arm and a leg. But I mean, there has to be some things to be written down so that the drivers know what powers they have as the driver of this bus, as someone who's providing a service that the city and the government cannot provide. The reason why there's so many bus drivers is because there's nowhere else for them to go. They spend their time driving the bus while they wait to go to seasonal work, and when they come back from seasonal work, they go and drive the bus, and then they go back to seasonal work, and then they come back and drive the bus. There's no programs for these guys to get them out of this hardship, put them into a place where their trade is needed, and also get them employed. I'm not trying to say that driving a bus is wrong. I know a lot of bus drivers out there who's got their own house, who's got their own shops, who's got their own business, and they're thriving. I'm saying that this is a huge shortfall of the government because these are the people that they have neglected, and while they've continued to neglect them, they've managed to stand up on their own 2 feet, fend for themselves without the help of government, mind you, because I doubt there's a 60-40 service at the bank if you want to take a loan for a bus that the government actually provides 60% and the driver 40. No. The bus drivers need to be recognized and they need a bit more respect. Public Land Transport Authority needs to help them out. And if you can't push up the bus fares at night for these guys, then at least provide them some concession cards when they go and top up their fuel. The fuel price jumped by 27 Vatu for diesel, and majority of bus drivers in Port Vila have those old Hyundai buses, even the Toyota buses, they run on diesel. That's a lot of money. And we're not a rich country. We're not a rich people. We may be rich in other things when it comes to culture and tradition, but that ain't paying the bills. So to the bus drivers, You need to stand up. You need to form a union, get your voice heard. Public Land Transport Authority, you need to help them out.
Help me! Help me! Nigga! Help me!
These are the guys who are providing a service that the city can't. Let's just keep that in mind.